So let me show you the astrology of right now. So this is, of course, a sidereal chart, where we relate to the pretty much real zodiac signs, like how it really is in the heavens. Though, of course, you know, the signs are, for example, Taurus is a little bit bigger and Aries is a little bit smaller, but it's more or less, it's pretty much how it really is, okay? And so it looks quite intense, that's right now, and very good, like very, very good energy. And what we do have here, which I feel is really the divine feminine side, we do have the Taurus energy in the 12th house, like from the higher realms, Hathor energy, divine mother energy. We do have the point of fortune there, so there's luck and support coming in. And we do have Uranus there. And it forms, you know, a transit here. It forms a strong alignment with what's going on over there. And we also have Jupiter in the 2nd house, which is about increasing of, you know, resources, assets. And you can do that even if you don't have like huge monetary influx. You can totally focus on increasing the resources around you, like cleansing your home, cleaning up things that are still of value. It's this kind of energy which increases your well-being if you honor your surroundings. So that's super important, and it confirms what we already read, right? Totally. Totally. And then we have over here, which is super important. This is in the 8th house, like in the unseen. We do have the sun. It's a scorpionic energy, right? The transformation, this phoenix rising moment. So what is phoenix rising? It's the sun, it's the consciousness, it's the awareness of Mars and Venus, and it's all conjunct here. Mars, Venus, Sun, and Mercury. Like, wow. So this is literally divine feminine and divine masculine essence, and, you know, the sun and the messenger of the sun. That's crazy. That's so crazy. It's like, okay, yeah, here it's all there. It's the soul contracts. It's, you know, the speaking, the communicating, the self-expression, which is a big thing here. And yeah, and then it's about, yes, Mars and Venus in alignment, like self-preservation, right, which is Mars energy. It's about the self, which is healthy. It's creating a healthy sense of self. Then we don't need a toxic ego if we have all a healthy, sovereign sense of self. That's Mars. That's the fire. That's the yes. I am. I know who I am, right? I know who I am. I stand in my power. I command. I speak over my life. That's that energy. And we also have Venus, which is again, of course, the, you know, with the Tauran energy, Hathor, and the strong support of the divine feminine essence. So cool. And yeah, so that's a trine, right? That's a trine over there, this big line. And the two lines, they are sextiles. So trine energy, that's what is happening automatically. You don't need to do anything. It's just happening. So it's just happening that Uranus in Taurus is working with this crazy alignment here. Like soul, masculine, feminine expression. Totally. Like it's totally about what the whole reading is about, right? Super cool. And I just want to go over it very shortly, but yeah, just so you know, right? And we could speak 2 hours, I guess, just about this chart, but I don't want to. But then we also have, with the two sextiles, this merges in the middle here, and this is the 11th house. So this is the outer personal layer. This is our higher self. This is soul. This is collective energy. So the collective energy of the higher heavens. And see what we are having here? Piscean energy, like Christ consciousness, the ocean. the all, law of one, unity consciousness. So that's what's supporting the process from the higher realms. And that's where we are tuning in a minute, what they have to say here. And there we do have Chiron and Pisces, which is totally about healing spiritual wounds. We touched upon that, right? We also have Neptune even in Pisces, which is really the higher octave of Venus. And it's in conjunction with Saturn. So this is karmic release here. We had the release, right? Neptune, higher octave of Venus, like unconditional love, bring in unconditional love in the situation, it's saying, to release the karma. It's your chance to release the karma. And yes, it is about spiritual wounds. It's also about physical wounds. And the releasing creates really luck in the physical sense. And health, good health is coming, right? See that good health is coming and resources are coming, support is coming. So this is great, great, great. The message, like what the stars are saying right now. And we do have the moon in the 7th house, which is interesting, which is really the mind, the subconsciousness, totally. Yeah, it's this contracts again. Soul contracts, right? Written in the depth, where we cannot even see that, because the moon, that's the mind, that's a whole database within us. It's the part which is not conscious. So it's the unseen, it's the subconscious mind, it's the 95%. Yeah, and then that, and we also have even Pluto here, right? It's so cool. It's so cool. And see, it is kind of at the border we are right now. We are just tuning into Capricorn energy, because yes, with the sidereal zodiac, how it really is, it is nearly one sign behind, right? So we are, if we are looking at the tropical zodiac, which a lot of the content out there is, we are always in divine misalignment. So I create a calendar, by the way, starting with March, where I really have the real datas, the real heavenly celestial datas, because I want to have that for myself. And you can, you can buy that when it's ready on my website, I guess. I guess I will do that every year. And because I need that just for myself, right? It's super important, I feel, to be aware and be reminded always, because we are confronted with a lot of distorted energies always here in this realm, right? A lot of things. We know in January, it's not when the year starts, right? Okay, now we do have, when I'm recording, yes, we opened a new calendar year, but the new year, it starts in March. And yeah, but yeah, so we are right here, we are on the brink of highest development of self, like highest hopes, that's Sagittarian energy, divine truth, also aiming for divine truth, and that's on the divine masculine here, right? If we see it, it's this Mercury and the Mars, it's coming in alignment with that higher purpose. And then soul and the Venusian energy moves over here into Capricorn, and that's really the commitment, and that's, that's the contracts, the soul contracts, Venusian energy. It speaks about soul contracts a lot. And there's Pluto also, right? In conjunction. So it's overwritten, it's renewed, it's this very Phoenix rising moment. And when I channeled this reading in, really, first things that came through, it was the Phoenix, it was you need to do a reading about divine counterparts, and I was pretty reluctant because I don't want to feed in this, how are they loving you and how are they running towards you, because that's just feeding false light and not developing, right? And so this is why I also really, I hope I did myself justice with really letting it all pour through. And I am called to do also smaller portions from now on, like counterpart conversations, where it's just about what's going on right now, because this collective totally moves now and it's just starting, right? Now it's kind of the path to union unfolding, but it's just starting, and there's a lot still to be discussed, I'm hearing. And even, you know, through the higher realms. And you can tune in, you know, everywhere around you in nature, but still sometimes it's just, of course, a good method to divine and to hear it through another voice as confirmation. So I am called to do that. And yeah, and really now we are called to watch through this higher lens, through this higher perspective, like the higher octave of Venus. Let that sink in. That's, yeah, that's heaven on earth, right? That's watching with angelic eyes and healing. That's just healing through the perspective, through the perception. And it is healing. You know that we had on this energies, on the darker energies, we had all this bad mouthing thing and how we can speak things low. And of course, now we are switching it up and we speak things high. And we say, yes, I acknowledge nervous system woundings here. I acknowledge that. I understand that. I see where you come from. I see the depth of your journey. I acknowledge that. I see your struggles. I value that. I value that. And now I want to light a candle. I don't know why, but we hadn't one yet. Well, I guess it wasn't necessary, and also I guess it was just necessary for now to take a white candle. Oops. See, remember we had that with how we can forgive and heal, seeing the wounded little one. See, falling down again, right? Okay, so rest, right? Rest with your truth here. So they are totally soaking in their truth, and it's inner child healing, what's happening. And then it's the resurrection through the inner teenager who's like, and then it's adulting, right? And we have to give it the time that it needs, totally. So now, so I have the cards we need, and see what came out here again. Wheel of Fortune energy. Right? Wheel of Fortune, celestial orchestration. And I want to mention again this shadow, like I am used to stay in control through having the strongest boundaries in the room. That also means withholding energy. And that's why we have the King of Pentacles on the divine feminine side. If, and you can, I know that, if you take care for yourself and stand in your full sovereignty and understand also, yeah, it's my place to do that. It's my place to hold up boundaries. It's not my place to be open and vulnerable and expect the world to be just perfect and behave perfectly towards myself and honor myself without me even telling them. I mean, that's kind of dreamy and sweet, and I did that earlier too. And it's even a good tactic sometimes to see how people really are, to give them the freedom to treat you as they wish, and then later you can say, well, actually I observed that And you know what? I'm not content, and bye-bye, right? But we do want to create a kind of harmonious order, and we are totally called to step forward and hold power, like wield the heavenly flame here. And so yeah, right? Step up a little bit and care for yourself. You can do that. You must not wait. That's girlish behavior. That's like expecting princess treatment. That's like outsourcing support. That's crazy to even think like that. And we are told as feminine beings on earth that it is like that, that it must be the man who supports, that it must be, you know, you just wait there until it is given to you. No, you can literally go get your own stuff. Manifest your own wish fulfillment. You can do that. And co-create, you know, with earth. So, I feel the crown needs to be here. The truth. And the magician, he is wielding the sword. So, I'm sorry, but I need to do that because that's how I read. Okay? That's how the field is communicating with me. That's part of the divination process. And sometimes I feel like cards need to leave the table, and sometimes I feel like, well, they need to mention it again. And yes, we can shield ourselves from controlling behavior. And if this is a pattern of the past, people might fall back into that. It's always, if we shift, you know, when we shift timelines, it's always, they are kind of, we shift timelines because we were in a dead end, and then we change, you know, we turn around, and then it's like two paths close towards each other until the separation happens. That's also what's happening on earth right now, if you know, with the awakening and, you know, moving onto other timelines or not, right? And so, I mean, the very purpose of these connections is to get them over to the new timeline. And so but if they fall back into controlling mechanisms, you literally would feed their demons and they would fall back and stay stuck in the old timeline, which you don't want to happen, right? So you have to stay strong, protect yourself, like totally be confident, not go into, I don't see any cups here on your side actually. So no emotions presented, right? You have your own emotions. You just take them for your physical health. Pour all your emotions into your physical self, into your body. Like, love your home, love yourself, love your clothes, love your anything. It's not saying you attach, but it's saying you love what supports you. You pour love into the supporting energy. Thus also you acknowledge the divine support and you say thank you. Like, that's gratitude even. Polish your shoes, iron your clothes, you know, love that. Honor your hair, that's your crown. Honor your hair, anoint your hair. Honor it, because you are, your body is literally, wow, Black Madonna energy. That's how they saw you, like, that's how you showed up for them. And see, it's pretty much same energy. She also has her crown. And here we see it with the hair. So if you do have a bunch of hair, wear it up. And if you do have like curls, then show them and not make everything like neatly and smally and nicely and sweetie. And no, full circle. The dragon is awakened, like full truth. Okay. And you can shield yourself against controlling mechanisms if you are self-sustainable. Literally, if you grow your own vegetables, you're, you know, often in your autonomic, I can't think of the word right now, but you know, like autonomy, you know, even in the physical sense. But also it's just, you know, take care of all your needs and value your needs, because only if you show yourself grace and honor your needs, then that can be reflected from the world to you too. Like if you pour into everyone and then expect that they would pour into yourself, that just won't happen, like never ever, because you have to show yourself. And by that, you have to kind of train the field, show the field around you, that yourself, your body, your vessel, you're human. We want to ground it, actually. You know, if we want to ground heaven on earth, then we need to tend to our human body and not hang out there in the cloud and thinking all the time about, oh yeah, let's astral travel to the Pleiades because that's nicer there. That's totally false light loops, right? We are here to build, rebuild even. So we block manipulative control with the archetype of the King of Pentacles, and we embody that totally, and we pour into ourselves, into our body, right? And we honor our body as much as the angelic self. That's what that's saying. Fully aligning with self. And most spiritual physical work techniques, they are a lot about the alignment of like crown and solar plexus and root. These three main points needs to be in alignment to get even the energy flowing through. And yes, we need to open the root chakra, grounding, root chakra opening, right? It's again for, root chakra, right? What can I say? Yeah. And so also work with the natural cycles. And yeah, circles, they said that. So what we had on the astrology chart, it's kind of the circles in the heaven, the councils working with you. And it's these planetary energies supporting us. Now the Ace of Cups came through for a minute, yes. And that's the energy we saw in the astrology chart, right? It wants to be here now, because that's what it's pouring in. Divine love, Christ consciousness. So, soul contract. Wants to be here also. Okay. Yeah. And this is on the divine masculine side here. So, inner child healing, right? This is what this kind of grows. Your light, your caring, you're tuning into yourself. This supports that. And the cups need to be developed and grown on this side here. Totally. It's them, we want to allow the divine masculines to totally reconnect with their emotional body. And they do that through acknowledging their needs too. This is earth in water. So this is, yes, actually I do have, like, I can feel it now, I can sense it now. I'm not suppressing my needs anymore. I feel my needs. And I'm just holding this little unicorn, like, So yeah, they are feeling their needs, right? They are. They are that unicorn. Right here. So. And they need to, you know, acknowledge and feel their uniqueness. And very slowly but surely they will get up on their feet. But it's not time yet. See, we do have the 5 of Cups still here. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, this is the 8 of Cups. You know that this is how... Can you even see that? No. But now. See, this is just a portion here of the 8 of Cups card underneath, which is their internal journey. They are walking away. So they also need to walk away just from the 5 of Cups, which is all this self-pitying. It's in the screen now, right? Yes, it is. It's this self-pitying energy, and which then kind of gets them in this, yeah, self-pitying. Okay, so see, mostly when I'm called to move something around here, then things happen, and then we have this peak here again. Yes, self-pitying. Yes. And what's that again? I'm used to be in control of situations. And my emotions. Yes. They are used to suppress their emotions, like bury them. But now the cup is standing up right here. At least one cup, this cup, right? And there needs to be one full cup for the 2 of Cups then to come together, right? It's necessary. And also this cup needs to have not only the water, but it's also about the cup. It's about the values. And you showed them with your example. You showed them. We are quite up now with the focus, which makes sense because we are speaking about the higher realms. I do have rose petals here and sunflower petals here, by the way. And a crown and 3 flames, like the 3-fold flame. Yeah. And some flying like Pegasus and stuff. So, okay, we do have the healing and the growing and the true needs. Wow, the feather moved itself totally over the pentacle from this 5 of Cups here coming through now, see? And it's totally, yes, I totally need to see the truth where I'm coming from. And we had as a shadow message earlier that they were attracted from female energy more on the darker side. So literally we can also read this card positive, but I read the shadow in it, which was more like dark witch energy, which was more like, you know, a little bit in the satanic realm, right? A little bit like egotistical, motivated. And I mean, it's all just about the intentions. You can totally work with earth magic, and it's of course with the best intentions and super cool, but you also can of course misuse energies and for just, you know, personal gain. And feminine energies are great manipulators too. And with the pentacles, that was just, you know, selfish little things. I'm hearing like pretty little thing, but just working with that, you know, working with that physical attraction and kind of tricking masculine energy to give to them and to pour into them, and to also, you know, get their light and get attention, you know, like attention seeking energy. And also distracting, of course. And yeah, and taking out you know, fighting their own battles, of course, taking out their own father wounds on them, projecting that, and punishing them. I feel like, really, I'm hearing that, like punishing them for their own woundings, like hating masculine energy, but still wanting it, you know, not having, you know, typical father wounds, not having had the support, and then always feeling the lack and wanting to have it. That's like, I want princess treatment. And that's a father wound, right? That's what you have to give to yourself then. You can do that. You can live, I don't know, 2 years in your own apartment playing the little princess, but that's great. Of course, that's part of a healing. Maybe you can literally, I don't know, create a princess journal and write it all down, how your father should have treated you and how you would treat yourself if you would be your own father. That's healing. And that might be part of the whole situation here, to heal father wounds. Ooh, now we do have the Two of Cups. But this figure stands for the Three of Cups, and you know what that's for. That's what caused the misalignment, right? That's the distraction. That's I draw you down. That's I make you my like slave for my needs. And yeah, what's here turned upside down? Yeah, that's withholding love, that's withholding care, that's withholding attention, that's mistreating, misusing. That's actually Seven of Swords energy. That's trickster energy. But it's ending. Like, it's ending. They can hold their ground now. See, they are strong now. They can resist now. But they are training that resistance. You helped them. You showed them. Because, you know how you showed them? Because you show them that you can resist them. You show them that you can hold on to yourself and to your integrity, and that you don't need to give in to the temptation. No, you don't. You're stronger than that. And thus, this energy is pouring in here. And thus, they profit from that. They literally profit from your no's more than you know, I shall say you. Your no's are defining the situation here, refining the contract, and even forming it, right? It's super important. For the alignment, again, I'm drawn to the black and white, to the yin-yang energy. And see, you know what you have to hold your ground against. You know that. And I don't know your personal situation, like if you do have personally father wounds or not, but I totally encourage you to look, because our parents, they are, of course, like a role model. They are like a it's inscripted, you know, in our love. It creates our love language, and it creates what we expect. So the father actually stands for how is love given, and the mother stands for how is love received. So immediately, and this is, of course, sorry, I said father and mother, because I should have said the masculine energy in the family and the feminine energy in the family. It might be the other way around, but still, I guess still it was correct in a way. But even if your father is more in the feminine, operates more in the feminine energy, and your mother maybe is operating from distorted masculine energy, still that would show up as, okay, as a feminine being, you know, as a, I cannot accept, I cannot tune into my femininity, but I have to show up strong and I have to push it away because I'm, you know, feministic and I'm, you know, that's distorted masculine energy then, in competition with the man, not allowing the man to give to you, but being in competition, showing that's not what that's about. She still is open to receive, totally pouring into herself right now, because right now from this side you cannot expect anything right now. Okay, nothing, expect nothing, and give everything to yourself. And of course, absolutely trust destiny, trust the alignment, and strengthen the bond with the divine. Do what feeds yourself, your soul. It's all yellow here, and slowly but surely we are bringing the yellow in here, and even this is illuminated now and healing. I feel we are healing that right now, that very energy here, this Princess of Pentacles energy. Yes, yes, yes. So it's becoming. And now we have 2 of these rainbow cards, of these Aura Summer cards. Wow, these 2. I mean, we have a third one too, but these 2 wanted to come out like together. I love that. See? Oh, okay. So I will get the message. Wow. And I love that it came out like that. On the divine feminine side, we do have the pale blue. And this is a master remedy. And it is El Moria, the Ascended Master, also assigned here. And this remedy helps bring clarity of understanding, joy of living, and strengthens the preparedness to forgive. Brings deep inner peace. Isn't that beautiful? That's exactly what's needed on this side. So what I like is how they say strengthens the preparedness to forgive, because forgiving is a process. And I do have 3 things. I just stumbled over them when I was searching for something El Moria has to say for this collective, for this very moment, and it's so fitting. So he says, life is a physical manifestation of the spiritual journey. We spoke about that. Life is a physical manifestation of the spiritual journey, the flame, the light. It's manifested in the flesh, in the surroundings, in the resources, in everything around you also. You literally manifest your light all around you. And you are allowed to wish for a new home, even. You must not live these days in a convent. Totally not. You can live wherever you want. The path of self-healing is the path of self-knowledge. We had that with the 10 of Quilts. You know your wounds now. And by the way, while I was looking up the message of the remedy, it was 12:12 on the clock. So yes. Big ending of these cycles and releasing, karmic release, right? 12:12 speaks about the total karmic release. And after that, we move into number 13 with it, which is death, which is all over the place here, which is the transformation. And that wants to show, yes, transformation. Okay. So the letter again. Communication gets, you know, this is what needs to be transformed then. We had that also in the astrology with the Mercury and the Mars in alignment with the Sun and Venus. and Venus. So there is, of course, it is about getting ready to speak, right? Yes, yes, they are getting ready to speak up, to speak from their heart space, to open their heart space. But first, of course, they need to heal. They need to, you know, watch their past and everything. Yeah. So back to El Moria. The path of self-healing is the path of self-knowledge. And then, last one, it is in letting go that liberation is obtained. Speaking about 12-12, right? Letting go. Letting go. Letting go of this one. I'm used to be in control of situations and my emotions. This is also valid for divine feminines. I saw that a lot, that people were saying like, well, actually, I can take everything up to a higher plane and then I don't have to deal with that in the real world. And that's toxic. That's so toxic. Only, you know, a shaman, yes, he can transmute, but only a shaman because he has a foot in every realm. Like in each realm, even in the 3D world, you have to be grounded to be able to transmute. So you actually have to feel the fucking emotions, right? You cannot escape that. Sorry that I'm screaming, but I shall. I'm channeling. So it's super important to not retreat in the higher realms. And that's the toxic light, which easily is our escape place, as well as they can easily escape in their more demonic, self-serving, well then, you know, I just go drinking and I just go casual dating and I just do myself, you know, justice. Like, it's just me caring for my needs. And so that's not worse than we retreat and we are better, right? We need to come somehow to a common ground where we acknowledge that we need to work it out. We need to work it out, and we need to acknowledge that every path has its challenges, and its means of you know, losing self even, and then finding back. And when we do that, we don't think about that anymore. We just think about, well, I'm good, I'm healed, I'm here. But really think, if someone has mistreated you, come back to your sovereignty, please, and reclaim your past as your own responsibility, and reclaim the need to have boundaries. Reclaim that. Reclaim that you take care of your life. Reclaim that you take care of your finances, not your daddy. Reclaim that you take care of your physical body and your emotional well-being, and that you allow yourself to show up as yourself, and you must not wait for acceptance outside of you. It's really all about this taking back control, and then the wounds you have suffered from earlier, I don't know why, but justice was, underneath here, judgment, justice, yes, justice and judgment, right? So it came out with a thank you, thank you, thank you. That's literally what that is. Like, thanks for the lesson. Like, yes, I learned it. Thanks for the lesson. Christ consciousness. Thanks for the lesson. I learned it. Now I know. Now I can hold my wings up, right? Now I can. And I can release control because I know I can survive my feelings. I can feel my feelings. And that's then, there is the what if, which was the shadow also. We don't need to, you know, retreat in 5D anymore. No, we can risk to step on the ground. and to put our wants on the table and to acknowledge that we want to live to the fullest and not only dream of a perfect world, but really ground a perfect world. And yes, that's painful, but we can do that. Wow, that was a strong channeling coming through here. I hope it fall at the right place. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening. Now, for the divine masculine side, we do have actually unconditional love. Yes, they saw that with the Black Madonna here, through your light and through you still, in a way, communicating, even if it's only etherical. They still feel you. So, 222, by the way, on the clock. And now let's tune into unconditional love. Pink, pink. And it says, opens the heart to divine love. And that's the first love. And that always, and we need to acknowledge that, right? The first love needs to be the love to the divine. Needs to come first, right? Self-love needs to be the first. On our side as well as on their side. And anything else to expect would be toxic. And that's the toxic abuse, I want to say, of the twin flame journey, where it's all about, yeah, it's just about the two of you, it's just about the two of you, and they are your other half, and they are. No, you have a strong connection to the divine, they have a strong connection to the divine, in the divine higher realms. You are as one, of course, as we all are, by the way. We all are as one up there, right? And up there, that's also just deep, deep within. It's just the tuning into the moon up then. But it's so not their job to pour into your wounds. And it's so easy for divine feminines to have some unaddressed wounds on the earthly plane here with the physical self, and to really, we have that all over the place. Just open the internet, right, and follow the kind of battle, the relationship battle, where it's always about pointing fingers, like bad guys, they did. Yeah, but what did you to allow that? Hello? Maybe you should have shut your door. Maybe you should have dated slowly. Maybe you should understand that, yes, in the higher realms, like with their higher self, I am as one. But with their lower self, well, I can't just love the potential, right? I have to acknowledge what is. I have to come back to ground, to earth, down to earth. That's humbling, I know. And acknowledge what is. And what I see there is, this wounded warrior who cannot act properly yet. So what's my job? Of course, hold my boundaries up. Now we know, right? Now we can do that. And the first cup here, it's interesting how this is really over the one cup here. Unconditional love. They need to feel that within themselves. And that's also kind of, we need to step back a little bit and not become, I want to say, arrogant and say, yeah, we are your divine feminine, we are your source, we are, like as if we were their overlord or something, That's toxic also, because they already put you on a pedestal like crazy. And if you need that so much, just let me tell you, that's not healthy. You sit on your own throne. You empower yourself. You don't need anybody from outside to empower yourself. You don't need a license. Of course, you need a driving license if you want to drive your car on the streets. But otherwise, to acknowledge your core frequency, to acknowledge your innate gifts, what all you are, all what makes you, right? It's all built within. It's all within your DNA. And every schooling, every teaching, every studying is just about remembering what you already know. You don't need to be empowered from outside. And you don't need the validation from outside. And you don't need unconditional love from outside. You do have a direct line to the divine. And you need to strengthen that. And you need to allow them to do the same. They need time and space to heal. And you need time and space to grow your physical world, your realm. You can always focus on that and know the more you pour into your physical self, the more, of course, you attract, right? Not only from them, but just from the world around you. As I said, you train the field. That's manifestation. And this whole thing, I mean, it's already written. It's a timeline that already exists. You've done that before. you wrote the story. See the earthly game like a game, maybe, you know, the PC games we have on Earth. The Sims. You two are your Sims. And then up in the heavens, you know, behind the PC, there are sitting your higher selves, and they are already laughing and smiling, and they are like, you know, they are sending all the love, their higher selves. And yeah. So what else do we have here? This is the third remedy. It's violet and pink, number 36. It says, love of one's neighbor binds us with, with God's love. What did I just say? Holding that card in my hand without even knowing what it is. Creates a contact to our own calling in life and opens the way to positive changes in life. Yes, I guess that was what we were speaking about, right? Wow. Let me read that again. Love of one's neighbor. Like, acknowledge different paths. Bind us with God's love. Yes. Align with higher selves and see that we all are, you know, aligned like threads. There is a thread, a thick thread to the higher selves. And that's the most important connection. And we do have to let go of the bondage between two people, like two personas. And also I need to tell you that a divine counterpart can come through anybody. If you have to work, for example, on a certain pattern and you are in no contact, be aware that people who show up in your life and teach you a lesson, or you work through something just at work, just a neighbor, whatever. I was triggered by the word neighbor to tell the story. So just whoever shows up and you have like new energies around you where you need to work through. For example, this energy, I did not have this kind of type in my whole life. But after I connected with my counterpart, I was shown like this energetic type, this pattern, and how this is developed with this, you know, toxic princess energy, I want to say. And the selfishness there then. And so just be watchful, be aware of what's showing up in your life, even things that you work out with your family members, with your friends, with your soul group, whatever, you know. It all is relevant for your path. And we don't have the overview, but in the higher realms, they know. And they know, for example, maybe the block is, well, they have all these restraints with not acknowledging their needs, but they are called to step into a spiritual purpose where it's also about maybe handling resources, maybe the divine, maybe there is kind of, you know, I mean, the water energy, it's also liquid, it's also monetary energy, it's also abundance. And yes, I hope you know, abundance, that's also just ideas, that's knowledge, that's friendship, that's health, abundance is a lot. And also a happily ever after looks for everyone a little bit different, right? Some people would rather prefer living in a camper and traveling the world than living in a mansion. So not everyone wants a castle. But whatever it is, there might be, you know, a purpose which is to build, which comes with maybe handling some resources. And if we have those spiritual poverty vows in there or other limited, you know, lack, limitation, monetary wise, then that might be a pattern to work through, you know, on both sides, of course. So sometimes it has nothing to do with love or the situation if you watch superficially, but it has all to do with what's meant to become through the bond, through the connection. And you can tune in and just fantasize your dream life. And fantasies that come up, they are just showing you what's already real in a different timeline. Because otherwise you wouldn't see that. What your mind is able to create and to think of, that's part of yourself. And now I feel my heart chakra, like my upper heart chakra aching. So that's a thing, really, to open up more even and allow more. And you know how we all grew up. Now I was shown an image of my mother. My mother, she really, you know, she grew up rich, and then through political things, she lost kind of an empire. And so she was running around with a harsh, closed off heart space, not believing in money at all, you know, and then totally always saying, well, you know, money is not, you know, reliable, or it's, you know, it's not safe to have money. This can also be a mindset. It must not be always coming from a lack, but you know, money, it comes and goes, and there are wars, there are timelines where money just gets lost, or you know, whole empires get destroyed. We had the Celtic storyline here, and so and you know, if you have build and build and build and then it's all lost, that's of course a traumatic event, and we have to heal that, and we have to regain the strength to rebuild that. I mean, here even the fundament is lost, right? So it's quite a calling, I want to say, on both sides. And we are doing great, this collective over here. Wow, I just so 1, 2, 3, 4, as I said, we are doing great. This collective over here. Nice. So now I have 2 angel cards speaking about the purpose, and I feel we are totally in the outro already. So first card I drew was angel being. So that's about you two, the two of you, the connection, the soul collective you are, right? And even maybe with soul family, maybe even with what's yet to come. And then we do have angels in action. So I'm really intrigued. I haven't read that before. So, ooh, starts good. As I said, maybe it's about that. Yes, utopia is the first word, actually. Wow. So angel being, that's you. You are utopia. Utopia will come to pass only when we grow wings. Wow, we had that here. You have grown the wings. And all people are converted to angels. Dostoevsky said that. Utopia will come to pass only when we grow wings and all people are converted to angels. Wow. So yeah, I guess you have a lot on your plate. Quite a big purpose. Okay. But we all do that together, of course. The celestial beings are only one of the many aspects of divine essence. God is everywhere. Oh, that's a great reminder. As humans, we are made up of the 4 elements: air, water, earth, and fire. But we are powerful by the energy of the divine within. How can we believe that we are separate from God? When there is joy in the world, we celebrate as one. Okay. A different pronunciation is necessary. So when there's joy in the world, like here, right? When there's joy in the world, we celebrate as one. As one. Yes, as one. One collective. How can we not know that when one suffers, the whole consciousness of the earth takes part in that pain? Yes, yes, yes. And that's what you have awakened to. That, you know, separation isn't possible. This is why the bond is so strong. This is why you are kind of bound to the pain. Archangel Michael, right now. Sirens. I mean, not sirens, but yeah. And it was really about releasing the pain, getting it out. And this is how we can restore and heal from these closed off, you know, heart chakras, closed, shut down, like nervous system shut down, emotions shut out. When we feel, when the connection is so strong, and they need to be in this emotional thing where they really feel, wow, I really wounded her. Wow. Like, wow, I did that, and now I feel it. They need to go there. They need to go through that pain they caused, because that's also what we would do, as I said, in a life review. On the other side, we would do that. We would go through the pain we caused. And having this eternal bond reawakened here on earth, like holding the connection kind of open, though it's painful, I know. But, you know, you hold it open. And this is the forgiveness here. The preparing to forgive. This is on this side. Do a little bit this ho'oponopono, right? Thank you. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I love you. I have added, I guess, a 4th line, but I like it. Like, I love you. I forgive you. Please forgive me. Thank you. Because it's both ways. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. And this is so healing, because it pours through the heart space, and we are all just parts of one. And if you just think stupidly, totally, you know, simplistic in karma, then you just also can say, well, what they did to me, I maybe did in another timeline to them. And then it's even more necessary to forgive yourself, your soul part, part of self, right? Your soul collective. We are one, right? It's so easy actually to tune into the essence of forgiveness when we are in the higher consciousness, detached from our ego woundings. And as I said, when we step into our sovereignty, it's clear that we have to take like half of the burden on our own shoulders and acknowledge, yes, we took part in that. Yes, we allowed that to happen. I mean, sometimes, of course, some things are just, you know, super harsh, overpowering. Like, yes, I took the bullet. Not your responsibility, right? Not your fault. But if you are shut down, right? But yeah, just saying in general. So let me read further. When we pollute the rivers, when we cut down the trees, oh, the Celtic warriors. When we pollute the rivers, when we cut down the trees, when we hunt down animals connected with all life, right? Until they are extinct, can we not feel the universal sorrow? You have the capacity for great healing and joy. The creativity and love of the angels combined with the ingenuity of human intelligence. Yes, and that's why we go through this experience, to gain human intelligence. It's not all about angelic self. It's also about becoming the master manifester, becoming the skilled human. And yes, working with earth, healthy, working with our mother, you know, being part of the whole. The creativity and love of the angels, combined with the ingenuity of human intellect, can blend to a fine force. And that's actually, you know, divine feminine and divine masculine essence woven together. That's that. Because we say, you know, divine feminine, that's more the higher, you know, angelic self, and divine masculine, that's earthly. Though I'm not going with that so much, because literally the divine masculine energy, it's in the heart space. It's the lion roaring. It's, yeah. And the divine feminine, that's sacral chakra, right? It's sacral chakra. That's pretty deep down there in the body. Not so much just high above. So I really think that's just, you know, what we tell ourselves, because it's nights. So they are the bad guys, totally attached to matter. And we are the good girls, high up in the clouds. I don't think so. I really don't. Recognize that power within you and dedicate it to the whole. You will be amazed at the gifts that power will give you. Yes, even your personal physical power can become a powerful divine tool. What do you think the spirit guides, how they would love to have hands to just do something? It's so simple being a human and using our physical body, how much we can actually do. And all this doing and building and creating, we can literally create heaven. Okay, Angel B. Next is angels in action. As you kindle the spark of angelic light within your heart, notice the glow in others. Once you light the spark of divinity in your own heart, you will feel a joy that you may not have experienced before. Your attitude to life may change, and the world may seem a more beautiful place. As you act towards others with love and notice how they respond with warmth to you, you will attract more loving people around you. Imagine a spark of golden light glowing in your heart. Close your eyes and visualize this loving angelic spark spreading to warmth and love through your chest. As you breathe deeply, imagine this warm glow filling your whole body, legs, feet, arms, hands, and through your neck and throat into your head. Imagine that this wonderful loving light sparks out of your pores, glowing all over your skin. Now imagine you can ignite the spark in others simply with a loving smile. Watch as the wonderful feeling spreads. Wow, that's just healing abilities, healing and embodiment, right? Embodiment of the divine. So that's what we are up to here. Higher self embodiment, divinity embodied. And yes, she's working on that. And yes, they are working on that. And yes, you're good. Collective, you're good. So I will say goodbye now and wish you the very best. And I will continue reading for the collective with little, let's see how little they are, counterpart conversations. And to just tune in, you know, whenever I feel called to. And check in with what needs to be said. Because we are still in the process of developing speech. And so we do need a little bit assistance there, maybe through the ethers, right? I understand that. So thank you. See you soon. I love you.